Hello and welcome. I'm Elizabeth, a librarian with the San José Public Library, and today we're going to be making a mathematical toy, Tangrams. Tangrams are based on an ancient Chinese pastime. You start with a square and then divide it into 7 shapes: 2 large triangles, 2 small triangles, a medium triangle, a square, and a parallelogram. And then the fun begins. The object of this game is just to make as many new pictures as you can using your limited palette of just 7 shapes. Here I'm making a very classic tangram shape, a cat with an arched back and a poofed tail. We're going to be making our own set of tangrams today. For today's activity, you're going to need a few simple objects. A sheet of paper. I like to use a thicker paper like a cardstock or construction paper. You'll need a ruler, pencil, and a pair of scissors. Now you can print out a tangram sheet from online and cut it out, but I'm going to be showing you today how to measure and cut your own set of tangrams with nothing more than a ruler and pencil. I'm going to start off by measuring and cutting a 4-inch square. Now that I've got my square, I'm going to use my ruler and pencil again to divide the square into a set of 1-inch by 1-inch squares. So I'm going to make 3 lines vertically and 3 lines horizontally across my square in order to divide it up into a grid of 16 blocks. I'm going to start cutting up this square by making my 2 largest shapes. I'm going to do this by cutting diagonally across the square and then cutting that triangle in half to make the 2 large triangles. First I'll draw a line diagonally across my square and then another one from the opposite corner to meet that diagonal line. And then I will cut out my 2 largest triangles. Now that I have my 2 large triangles cut, I'm going to cut the medium triangle, and I'm going to do this by going from 2 grid lines up across to 2 grid lines up. I'll draw my line and then cut it. Now I have just 1 slice of my original square left over. I can easily see the parallelogram here, and then I'm going to make 2 vertical lines in order to measure out the square. One of those is going to go from the midpoint straight down, and the second one is going to go at the intersection of 2 of the grid lines, so that only 2 small triangles are left. Now I can cut my parallelogram along the diagonal grid line there. And then I can remove the 2 small triangles from the sides of the square. And now I have my full set of tangrams and I'm ready to start creating. Now that you have your tangrams, you're ready to play with them. You can make a picture of your own design, or you can print out puzzles from online in order to challenge yourself. I'm looking at the black outline of a rocket ship here and trying to figure out how my tangram pieces can combine in order to make this shape. You can also use a slightly easier tangram puzzle that will show you the outline of where the shapes go. I'll put links in the description box below to these puzzles. One of my favorite games to play with a tangram is to take a fresh sheet of paper and use my tangram shapes to make a picture of my own design. Once I've finished placing all of the shapes, I then take a pencil and use it to trace around the shapes on the piece of paper. In doing this, I create a new outline that I can then give to somebody and challenge them to see if they can figure out just how to place the tangram shapes in the outline so that the outline is completely filled. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this activity. If you did, please fill out the survey in the description box below.